What's good, everybody? Partying like it's 1999. The Wizards win 127 to 106 with the dub tonight. Six straight victory. Man, it's a long list of things that haven't happened since 99. I'm just saying, Turbo rolling with 25 points tonight, 10 for 12 from the field, 2 from 2 from 3. So we're going to talk about it, man. Big win. Big win in San Antonio. Next on Locked On Wizards.
You are Locked On Wizards, your daily Washington Wizards podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Scott again with my guy, the real Ed Oliver. Thank you for making Locked On Wizards your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, official sportsbook of Locked On. Every moment more. Visit FanDuel.com/Locked On today to get started. So, man, since 1999, 22-game losing streak. The Wizards get a big victory tonight, sixth straight victory, mind you, 127 to 106. But it wasn't a solid three that came through tonight. Well, they did play well, but leading all scorers, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 10 for 12 for the field, Denny Avdia, a.k.a. Turbo. So how impressed were you with Denny in this performance?
Oh, I'm super impressed, man. We're seeing a different person, man. We really are. Denny really is unlocked, man. And I disagree with what Tommy Shepard said, but I get what he was saying with the trade with Rui. I think it makes Denny more, it gives him more shot opportunities. He's just more confident. He's not looking over his shoulder for a guy like Rui who can come in and drop 30 off the bench or 25 off the bench. Denny, he's just playing carefree. He's being more physical. And a lot of it's just on him. It's confidence. It's not about people who are around you. It's really just on Denny. And his confidence is shooting through the roof. Now he has some go-to moves where he's kind of shoving guys off. Now, refs, they can call it either way sometimes. They may call, I think that they did call one offensive foul, but he's getting guys off him. He's playing physical. He's got some go-to moves. He's using his left hand, his right hand, finishing layups. The up and under fancy layup that he had, like a fillet kind of layup, that was a beautiful layup. And that was the Denny that we saw, me and you, we were watching him all summer in FIBA, Eurobasket. And that's the Denny that I saw. He's getting rebounds, 9 boards. It was a plus. He's been a plus 50 since the trade. He's been a plus 50 since the Rui trade. He's rebounded at a high clip, 9 boards, 2 threes, 2 for 2 from the 3, 10 for 12 from the field, 25 points. Looking at the plus minus box, he was a plus 25. And the bench won this game today. The bench won this game. The starters, yes, they had a heck of a game, but we started a little lethargic. We gave up 36 points in the first quarter. Jeremy Sohan went crazy. He had an alley-oop. Keldon Johnson was getting to the basket. We couldn't stop the Spurs in the first quarter. The defense was awful, but guys like DeLon Wright came in. Denny Avdia with his good defense. Kendrick Nunn was solid on defense, and Taj Gibson was diving on the floor for loose basketballs, playing hard. And Kyle Kuzma, that lineup really brought us back in the game. We were down by like 5 at one point in the first quarter. Ever since that, we just didn't look back. And the bench came in; they provided a spark for sure. So Denny just had a huge game and a huge night, man. He's shooting the ball well, man, and he's looking like the steal of the draft. When Draft Express or ESPN, when they said it, when he was still the draft at the 9th pick of the draft, it's just all about confidence, man. You look at this, six wins in a row. We haven't won in San Antonio since 1999. I know some people weren't even born yet. Avery Johnson was on the team. David Robinson, the Roach, Avery Johnson, Tim Duncan. That's a long time coming, man. That's a long time coming. So the Wizards are doing big things. And this is the thing where, we always talk about tanking and losing games for draft spots. I'm fine. This is what I want to see. If the Wizards are playing competitive basketball and winning games, I'm fine with it. I get, trying to get draft position. I get our pick is going to be conveyed to the Knicks if we made the playoffs, but I'm fine with that as long as we're winning games and playing good basketball. Ball movement was on. The ball was moving. Bradley Beal got hot towards the end. He played well. He was playing within the offense. He had 7 assists, and guess what? Only 2 turnovers. So he cut down on the turnovers. He did a lot of the things that we want him to do, was just cut down on turnovers. He was a plus 13. Kuz was cooking at 1 point, 16 points. Monte Morris hit some big threes towards the end of the stretch. And our young guys are developing. Corey Kispert, another good shooting night, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. So I'm fine. If we're winning games and you see guys getting better and our young guys are developing, Corey Kispert's developing. He's getting better each game. Denny's getting better each game. The chemistry is just there. The guys are laughing on the bench, having a good time. So I'm just loving what I'm seeing from the guys, and they're shooting the ball really well from the 3-point line as well. Just looking at the numbers from the 3-point line, we shot 53% from the 3-point line, 16 for 30 from the 3-point line, and that's been one of our Achilles heels this season. And they're shooting at a high clip. And the Wizards went zone too. I think when they went zone, that was better for them. They did give up a couple offensive rebounds. We gave up 14 offensive rebounds, and that kind of happens when you play zone. It's tougher to box guys out. It's kind of a scramble. So that's an improvement area. They did a lot better with turnovers. Only 8 tonight, but they gave up the offensive boards with 14. But they ultimately won the defensive battle with 40 against 29 offensive boards. But just a great all-around game, man. Everybody stepped up and played their role. Kispert had a good night. Like I said, Chris Porzingis in the beginning of the game, he got going. Nobody could really guard him in the paint. Like I said, Brad played his part, 21 points. Kuzma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 guys in double figures. Everybody eats. Everybody eats, man. And it looks like you might be dyeing your hair blonde pretty soon. The Wizards look like they're creeping up on a playoff spot.
Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna be blonde, brother. I'm just saying. But 1999, man. Let's think about this. The Washington Nationals were the Montreal Expos in 1999. Bill Clinton was president in 1999. I mean, that is to snap that 22 game streak with this being the 25th anniversary. I mean, this is a big win, man. Looking at Denny, look, when he's confident, when he has that dog in him, wow. I mean, I'm very impressed with his game, man. He's driving the lane with power. He's driving the lane with attitude. You know, he's got. I mean, he's playing well. You see the energy. You really see the potential with this guy, man. You know, I really love what I see from Denny, man. Efficient, 2 for 2, 3-point, 10 for 12 in the field overall. So this was a highly proficient, great performance from Denny. I'm a shout out to Kispert, man. You know, I tend to be really tough on Kispert, man. You know, we know what he can't do. He can't defend, but what can he do? The basketball IQ is very high with Kispert. You know, the cuts to the basket when the shot is on is on. No, I'm a big fan of Kispert, man. You know, so getting back to the starters, other than Kispert, you know, like you said, Bradley Beal, he's starting to ramp up. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. So I thought he played well tonight. And KP, 5 blocks, 17 points. You know, Kuz got 16 points, 6 rebounds. So now this was a team victory. Everybody played well. Going back to the bench, DeLon, his effort. Kendrick Nunn continues to play good basketball off the bench. So now this is a team effort, man. This was a team win, big win, huge win. A couple of drives that kind of stood out to me. The and one in the first quarter at the 115 mark. That was impressive. I mean, that's what you want to see from Denny. And like you said, at the 11-minute mark in the fourth quarter, the up and under. Wow. I'm just saying, man, like when you see this from Denny, you see the potential. You see why people were saying that he could be the steal of the draft. It's just confidence. You know, when he is confident, he's a really good basketball player, man. So, you know, I mean, if you look at the Spurs, Keldon Johnson's going to get his. Jeremy Sohan. Man, look, Jeremy Sohan can play some basketball, man. And I didn't know this, man, but he was actually a 6-man at Baylor. So to be a 6-man at Baylor and then come in and start for the Spurs in the NBA, it says a lot about his game. So they definitely tried us in the paint. You know, the paint, I think, if you look at negatives, the paint, they did pretty much whatever they wanted in the first quarter in the paint, man. And so I think we missed Gafford. Gafford, I think this performance from the Spurs, especially from these two young guys, man, shows how important Gafford is to the interior defense of this team. So, man, this is a big team victory, huge team victory. So, I mean, before we move on, man, you got anything else from the game?
There was one really nice pass from Kristaps to Brad. We had a beautiful and one right before the half. That was a great finish for Brad. It just shows that he's getting healthier, and he's getting up to speed, man. Look out. We got one of the easiest schedules coming up, too. I got to look at the numbers, but we got one of the easiest schedules coming up. I'm not looking too far ahead, game by game, but Denny's cooking, man. Turbo's cooking, man. Denny, a.k.a. Turbo.
Turbo is definitely cooking, man. So before we move on to player of the game and defensive belt and comments, tonight's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. We're really excited about our new sports betting partner for Locked On because they're the number one sports book in America, FanDuel. If you're new to FanDuel, it's even better. They have so many great features that make betting on sports fun and easy. Download FanDuel now so you can bet Super Bowl 57 with a no sweat first bet. You get up to $3,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. FanDuel lets you bet on everything from the money line to point spreads to will score a touchdown. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Best of all, you can get paid your winnings instantly, which is really big. So join FanDuel today at FanDuel.com/lockedon to claim your no sweat first bet on Super Bowl 57. That's FanDuel.com/lockedon. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. So definitely check out FanDuel, man. It's my go-to, especially they have a lot of specials, especially with the Super Bowl coming up. So definitely stay tuned to FanDuel. So we're gonna slide into player of the game, defensive belt, and get into comments. It's gonna be short and sweet tonight, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out, man. Player of the game, you gotta roll with Denny. I mean, this performance, he was aggressive. The passing was on point, defense was on point, efficient from the field, 10 for 12 overall. I mean, he's got it. Player of the game, he made a difference tonight. This performance from Denny shows that this solid three doesn't have to be at its peak for guys like Denny to step up now. For guys like Nunn to throw in quality minutes. For DeLon, you know what I'm saying? We have enough depth now to where even if our solid three struggles, we have guys like Denny, Nunn, even DeLon that can come in and really make differences in the game. Looking at defensive player, I got to roll with KP, man. 5 blocks, the steals. He was, I feel like he did, even though the lane was kind of wide open in the first half, I believe he did the best he could, and he did well tonight with interior defense. So I'm gonna roll with KP defensive belt and Denny with player of the game. What you got?
Yeah, I'm echoing you, man. You really hit the nail on the head with everything, man. Like the solid three, if they're not having great nights, guys don't have to go off for 40. It's not the days when Bradley Beal had to score 60 and 50 and 40, where he was gonna win a scoring title or was second in the scoring title. We're past those days now. We got guys like Kuz who can step up and give you 20, 25 on once a night or every other night. Porzingis can give you 20, 25 to 30. You don't know whose night is going to be. It's a balanced attack, and now it can be Denny's night. Denny can come off the bench and give you 25. Corey can come in and hit 3 threes. DeLon Wright can come in and just be a pest, and Nunn is coming off the bench giving you 12 points. 7 guys in double figures. So it's just great balance right now. They're just playing good ball, man, and it's fun to watch. I'm excited to watch Wizards games. Not like I said, no, I'm not saying I wasn't excited before, but I mean, I'm excited to see them. I really am. This is fun ball. 6-game winning streak, man. It looks like they're having fun. It looks like the chemistry is there. It looks like they really enjoy playing with each other. It's just a different team compared to last year where guys just couldn't wait to get out of DC. So it's a different culture right now. It really is. Right now, we do have the 4th easiest schedule for the rest of the way. The Wizards got to take advantage of it. I don't care if it's, you're playing the Celtics or the Hornets or whoever, they got to play up to the competition and not play down. That's one thing that I was excited about too. We didn't play down to the competition where we've seen in the past. They've laid eggs and played down to the competition. So player of the game, of course, Denny Avdia, 25 points, 9 boards, 10 for 12 in the field, 2 threes, getting to the basket, finishes strong against contact. Defensive player of the game, I would go with Porzingis too. You can roll with Denny too and DeLon Wright just being a pest. But yeah, I would go Porzingis too with the 5 blocks. But yeah, just a great all around game for the team. And I won't take anything away from them. I know the Spurs are the worst defensive team in the league too, so we got to take that into account too. But the Wizards, they took advantage. We've seen them, like I said, in the past. We've seen them play down the competition. And the Spurs are no slouch. They went to overtime with the Suns, who are a good team last night or 2 nights ago. So the Spurs they play hard, and it's a Greg Popovich led team. And once again, I'm gonna give a little credit to Wes Unseld Jr. I think he's done a solid job. The last couple of games.
I'm with you, man. There were times with this season and previous seasons with this team where I was a big fan of rebuilding, man. But when they play like this, when you see the team where the culture is fun, when people enjoy playing with each other, when it's fluent basketball, when we're winning, I just want to see us win, man. That's it. When we win, I'm a fan. I love to see it. So I love what I see from this team right now. I love the chemistry. I love the culture. Wes Unseld, he's making me a believer a little bit. Denny.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, man. A little bit. But I mean, Denny, look, what can you say about Denny? I mean, Denny's playing well. He really is. You see that potential. And Nunn, I didn't know where we were going to play him, where he fit with his team, but he's playing quality minutes. I like what I see from the solid 3, man. I'm not ready to say big 3 yet, but I like what I see from them, man. I'll say this, man. I do think they're a playoff team if they can stay consistent, stay healthy, and keep team basketball as the emphasis of what everybody eats. Keep that philosophy. I do think they're a playoff team. Now, would I be mad if we went out and got a Mike Conley? I wouldn't be mad. I'm just that's just name out there. But I do. Maybe we need a floor general. But I think Monte Morris. I'm not going to take anything away from what he's provided this team. He has been consistent at the point guard position. I think my only issues with Monte is just the size and defense from the point guard position. But I've said it all along. I believe he's best served as a sixth man or on the bench. But if you look at the performance from these three guards, Monte, DeLon, and even Kendrick Nunn, man, point guard is not a move we necessarily have to make. So and even I don't really see where we need to make any kind of moves. Forward, I think we're good on forwards. Because I said forward a lot this year, but overall, man, this is a solid squad. I like what I see. So no, man, long story cut short, big quality win, man. So we're gonna go ahead and step into comments tonight. We're gonna start with Siva. I'll sum up the game in one word: Denny. Absolutely, Denny, aka Turbo. Man, look, he was rocking tonight. he was rocking tonight.
Yeah, and about Mike Conley, I'd probably pass on Mike Conley just because he's older and the contract. So I'd rather roll with Monte and Nunn and DeLon Wright. I think the chemistry's working. If they can find an upgrade, like a legitimate star point guard, then there's something I would consider maybe in the offseason. But right now, I roll with the punches right now. But yeah, one word, Denny, man. Denny, he stole the show tonight, and he's shown improvement over the last couple games. Like I said, he's a plus 50 in the plus minus box since the trade. So he's got some go-to moves now. He's finishing around the rim. He's knocking down the shot. We're seeing some of the Drew Hanlon moves. I guess we're seeing some of the Drew Hanlon moves come out. We've been talking about that over the summer too. So I'm impressed. I do want to see consistency. He's done it the last 3 or 4 games. I want to see him continue to do that for the rest of the season.
No, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get you on Monte, man. We don't need to make a move. If it's a clear upgrade, I get it. But I like what I see from Monte running the first unit. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm just saying, he's done a good job orchestrating the offense to this point. And he's not a guy you need to rely on to score 15, 20 points. You got the solid 3. And Kispert, Kispert, like I said, with that high IQ and cutting to the basket in that shot, man, he's really providing good quality minutes. So now, Monte, I'm very comfortable rolling with him into the offseason. Let's see. Shout out to Michael Wilder. What's going on, man? Is it just me, or did Spencer and Wall give our team an identity? Like, we are a team right now. A real team. Is just beautiful. We could lose every game, but this run would show me that it's possible. I agree. You see a different culture with this team from last year. Last year, there was a lot of turmoil, man. Now guys are hanging out. You see a culture change. You really do. Guys are friends. Guys, you see guys are happy, and it's just great team basketball. So I totally agree. I love the identity. I love what I see from the team right now.
Yeah, somebody in the chat yesterday, we didn't get to their comment. They brought up the picture where it's Kuz and Porzingis and Denny, and they said like the Euro boys, or they said Kuz was a Euro guy. Like, we didn't see any of that last year. We just heard about bickering in the locker room, altercations. So, and of course, when you win, everything's good, because last year when they were 10-3, Brad and Montrez, they had their little bit after the game. They were smiling and giggling, laughing after the games too. So everything's peachy and creamy when you win, but this is just a different vibe with this team. I think they're peaking at the right time. And like I said, they have the 5th easiest schedule right now, which I'm not going to do the schedule thing, because you never know. We've seen the Wizards lose games that you think they're going to win and win games that you think they're going to lose. So they just got to take advantage of this opportunity right now. Think about Spencer and Wall. Did they give our team an identity? John Wall definitely did. He definitely did, for sure. He gave us some good years, for sure. If you heard the post-game press conference, they talked to Denny, and Denny was joking with Brad. He was like, "Should I do the John Wall?" And then Brad was like, "No, don't do it. Wrap it up." So I don't know what Denny was going to do with the John. I don't know if he's going to do the John Wall dance, but that was a funny thing. This team, there's just a lot of likable guys. There are a lot of likable guys. I'm not going to say anything bad about last year's team, but I think this team, there are a lot of likable guys on the team. And then this is from Wiz Takes, Wizards Mafia, who we had on. They had a tweet today. They said during the 5-game win streak, the Wizards are top 10 offensively, 9th, and top 10 defensively, 7th. They're looking to improve on the streak tonight. So on both sides of the ball, man, they're ranking really well offensively and defensively during the winning streak.
Yeah, absolutely. We said it all along, man. And when they play as a team, they win as a team. And this, everybody eats is the philosophy that works for this team, man. It really does. When everybody knows a role and plays a role, this is a good team. I really believe that when they're consistent and they play team basketball, this is a playoff team, man. Easy, because they're playing well. So I love what I see overall. I mean, it's good to see them starting to win again, man. It really is.
Mhm.
Let's see. Perfect findings. Hello from Israel. This is Denny. We know. Love this version of Brad, which was huge. Kispert is a shooter, but a defensive liability. And do we have to have ISO ball? No, we don't have to have ISO ball. I can go ahead and answer that right now. But hey man, look, I think everybody can agree that Denny, he's taking advantage of these minutes. He's taking advantage of having more responsibility, have more leeway. He's really responding. He's trying to see the dog in him, that confidence. He's driving the lane. The jump shot's starting to have a little confidence. I mean, he's starting, that shot's a little quicker. When you see him, he's confident. That 3-point shot's starting to, I don't know, maybe him working with Drew Hanley is starting to work a little bit, I'm just saying, but I mean, overall, man, I like what I see from Denny. Now, Kispert, yeah, I mean, look, you can look at every player on this roster and say, he does this well, he doesn't do this well. Look, Kispert does what he does best, and he does it well, which is cutting the basket and shooting the jump shot. I mean, that's what he does. Defensively, yeah, he can be a liability, but it's not his game. When he plays his game, which is shooter and cutter, I have no problem with his game, man. He's doing well. So,
yeah, Kispert knocked down 4 threes. That's what you need from him. When we drafted him, he's not a defensive guy. He's not a guy that's going to shut anybody down. Do you want him to be better defensively? Yes, definitely for sure. But that's not his forte. Like you said, Brandon, moving to the basket, cutting to the basket, easy layups. He's a good finisher around. He did get blocked pretty badly today, but it happens.
yeah.
And this is the Denny that we know. Yes, from Israel. Yeah, I mean that's what you guys. A lot of people from Israel who comment in the chat. You guys tell us. I know Omer Azaleh. He has a comment in there. I know we're gonna get to his comment probably later, but yeah, you guys on Twitter, you guys tell me all the time, and I believe you. I just wanted to see it. I just wanted to see consistency, and we're starting to get some consistency, and we're starting to see more aggressiveness from Denny and more confidence from him. Confidence is huge for Denny. I haven't seen him hang his head down in a while. Now, he thought he got fouled and he missed a shot and he got it pretty slow. I was pretty upset with him with that because the Thunder game where we lost and SGA had the easy layup or, and Denny was celebrating. I do want to see him get up quicker when he falls. That's just a small critique. I'm not, I know some people are going to be upset with that, but that, not everybody's perfect. That's what I want to see. I do want to see him complain to the refs last. That's one little critique I'll throw out there. But other than that, I mean, if he got a grade, he got an A+ for sure. And ISO ball, yeah, I didn't see much. Like with Brad was moving the ball tonight too, so nobody was really. The ball didn't stick at all.
Yeah, I'm with you real quick, man. I'm protesting calls. Look, the ball's moving. Just get down the court. That'd be my only critique. I'm with you on that. Don't complain about the calls. Just get down the court. That was my only critique tonight. Because other than that, man, he's just wow. So let's see. There you go. Omer Azaleh, what's going on, man? Let him cook. Absolutely, man. He's cooking like an air fryer tonight, man. It was good.
Right. And we got a mailbag episode coming up this week, coming up tomorrow. So if you guys have any questions, definitely put them down there for sure. We'll answer them tomorrow and the rest of the week. Chimp says, yeah, Wizards are rolling 6 on the bounce. Ben says, I wouldn't go that far, Ben. I wouldn't go that far. Then Rui, he's looked solid with the Lakers. It's relevant and irrelevant at the same time. Now, I know a lot of the media has been hyping up Rui since he went to the Lakers. And that's the thing with the national media. When you go to the Lakers, you get more attention, you get more hype. And I've heard the Kawhi comparisons. Tonight, Rui had a solid game. He had 16. The Lakers lost to the Nets 104 to 121. But Rui did have 16 points and 4 boards. So I'm not going to do the comparison thing. I know a lot of people like to compare Rui and Denny. I never was the person to really do that. I never put one down to put the other up. And I'm going to continue not to do that. Not saying that you were, Benz, but yeah, I never was with the Rui versus Denny beef or whatever kind of thing that we had going on.
Nah, me either, man. I just believe that it was the tale of two different systems. I think Rui, when in the right system, he's going to flourish. And Denny under the right system is flourishing. If you look at what's on sale, this is a defensive system. So being a defensive player, that's why he's meshing well with the system, as opposed to Rui, who was ISO heavy and wasn't much a defender. But, like you said, I don't like to compare the two, man. I think they both contributed to this team. It's just, hey, Rui's not here and Denny is. So, it is what it is. Let's see. Let's go. Another dub. Let's keep it going. Absolutely. Look, Detroit, man, that's a winnable game. That's a young team. So, again, you don't want them to play down on anybody because, like, that first half, I was like, oh, man. I'm looking at Keldon Johnson and Sunham, man. I was like, oh, man. It made me reminisce about Houston a little bit. But look, this schedule is looking good going forward, man. So we have a chance. Oh, let me look at this comment, Chimp. Let me do a shout out to Chimp. Said, Brandon, what's under the hat? Man, look. There we go.
Yeah, it's not blonde yet. It's not.
Nah, it ain't blonde yet. Had to get a haircut, man. It's getting too long on me, man. Right. So I got that crazy looking hairline too. But let's see.
Joe Vallis says reverse layup nasty. I loved it. It was a fillet kind of layup. I loved the layup. It was beautiful. I almost stood up out of my seat. I really did. I loved it. Someone Aussie says everybody eats another good team performance. Brandon, go buy the peroxide.
Yes, sir.
And a pod named Kickback, that's my guy. He says 6 straight wins, number 9 in the East. Turbo balling, hottest team in the entire NBA. Number 6 in the East is ours. Yeah, we are. Six wins in a row. We moved up to the 9th spot. I know it doesn't sound great being in the 9th spot, but from where the Wizards were, that's a huge jump in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the struggles that Atlanta's having, especially, if you hear about the reports of DeJounte Murray being unhappy, Trae Young, these teams in front of us, man, we can't leapfrog them. But I think the biggest thing with the Wizards, man, is just consistency. The talent's there, man. When we play as a team, when team basketball is the emphasis, we can run with most teams in the East. Now, I'm not going to say that we're going to run the East, but I'm saying that we make much of a difference to where we can kind of run the tables as far as going up to the 8th seed to maybe the 7th seed. We definitely can, especially with the schedule.
Definitely 100%. Daryl Haiti says play Will Barton and Les Kispert. I wouldn't, to be honest with you. I don't think Will Barton will be here past the trade deadline. I'm a fan of Will Barton's game, but it hasn't really it hasn't consistently worked out here in DC. I do think that I'm not too sure that he'll be here past the trade deadline. It might be a buyout as well. I know the Athletic, they said that he's a potential buyout candidate. And there's been some reports that there are some teams that are interested in trading for Will Barton. But just right now with the way the roster is constructed, I think Will Barton can help sometimes. But I think the rotation that we saw tonight, where how many guys played tonight? I think a 10-man rotation is good enough. I know Gafford was out, so when he comes back, he'll get more minutes. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 guys played tonight. Will Barton didn't play. Vernon Carey did play. But I know Vernon Carey's, I know when Gafford gets back, Vernon Carey probably won't play. So I think they should just stay with the 10-man rotation. Now, Will Barton, if we do need some scoring off the bench and we're not getting enough from Nunn and Denny one night, then sure, you can throw Will Barton in there. But I just don't see Will Barton having much of a future in DC, to be honest.
Nah, I mean, if they keep him, it's for depth. And with him being an expiring contract and with his performance in DC so far, I don't see many suitors. So they might hold on to him. I mean, why not? He's an expiring contract. But, yeah, I don't think you're going to see much playing time from Will the Thrill, man, unless somebody gets hurt. Like I said, I'm a fan of his game, too. I liked him in Denver. But, with this team, iso ball just doesn't work. And if you look at fluent ball movement, man, just everybody works, man.
Mm-hmm. So. Definitely, yeah. We'll get to the questions we don't get to tonight. We'll answer tomorrow. Somebody talked about fabulous results. Talk about Colin Sexton off the bench. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Is there anything else that you see?
I think everybody's ready for me to go ahead and get the dye from my hair, man. But man, hey, 6 straight win, man. 1999. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how old was it? Man, I was 14 years old, man. Yeah, man.
19. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, it's just that's crazy. I didn't even realize it's been that long since we won in San Antonio, man. So, for this to be the 25th anniversary and us to snap that streak, man, this is a huge win for us, man. So, no, I'm good, man. You got anything else?
Mm-hmm. No, where fans meet, we'll answer that question tomorrow, too. This team is on fire right now. Who can we bring in here before the trade deadline puts us in the mix in the East? So, yeah, if you guys have any more questions, we're going to wrap it up tonight. But if you have any more questions, definitely comment down below. We'll take a look at them and we'll answer some more questions tomorrow night.
Absolutely. So thank you, everybody, for making Locked On Wizards your first listen today. Now make your second listen game to game, the NBA. Every moment, every top performance, every result, Locked On game to game covers every game from across the NBA with local analysis that only Locked On can deliver. Follow Game to Game on Locked On NBA, available on RC app, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We are close to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube, so definitely like, subscribe, and comment below and hit your notification button. Anywhere you get your apps or podcast, definitely 5-star review. We definitely appreciate it. And check out me and my dude, The Real Ed Oliver, on Instagram and Twitter. We chop it up on game days and off days alike. So everybody have a good night. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. The dub, let's get it. Turbo. So appreciate everybody, man. Everybody have a good night. Peace.